Yeah. Run it back, nation. What is good? It is your boy DJs with Run It Back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. I was going to put something on the screen, but forget it. Who cares? Greg Melly will not be here today. He texted me an hour ago and said that he's sick as a dog. Greg's ducking us. Greg's ducking that Sixers smoke. I don't know. Maybe he's really sick. Maybe he's very hungover. We'll leave it at that. That's all I'm going to say. But we're going to do it anyway. That's why I changed the title to Call-In Show, because I figured instead I will give my thoughts on what's going down today, and then I'll just let you guys click the link and come up and give your thoughts and opinions. When you click the link, you don't have to go camera. You can just go audio. If it's 10 in the morning. If you feel like you look like a zombie, which I kind of look like, you can click the link and just go straight audio, and or you can go audio video, whatever you want to do, and you can give your thoughts. So I'll let you know when I'm going to be going to the link and calling people up. All right. It is here. Hey, everybody hit the like button on the stream, by the way, too. Everybody hit the like button. Let's get that started. Get this kicked off in the YouTube algorithm. First commenter, Shane Butler. What's up, Shane? Shane's here. He's ready to go. He's ready for Sixers playoffs. I'm ready for Sixers playoffs. Can't come soon enough. Hot and Quiz, what's up? My guy Kopik A is in the building. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights, what's up? Young Reezy, Below 95, Mo Bamba in the house. This is an ungodly hour, but we're here. It's only 10 a.m., man. You guys act like this is 6 something. I've been up since 6:45. But that's how I roll these days, man. I haven't had a drink for over a month. I wake up in the morning ready to conquer the world, bro. I don't even know what a hangover is anymore. It's wonderful. Mike Sports Vibes, what's up? Brian, what's up? Miller, shout out to everybody. Thanks for being in here. Yeah, let's get down to biz. Sixers Nets, 1 p.m. Let me put this on the screen. I like this tweet right here. I'm going to put it on the screen, and I'm going to keep it on the screen because I like it. Let me get this full screen maybe. Sixers Nets over the years. There you see we got some scrappiness. We got some fights going on. That was the Jared Dudley Ben Simmons fight. There's a LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant altercation with Seth Curry and Joel Embiid, and you had James Harden there on the Nets. You had Seth Curry on the Sixers. The iconic Joel Embiid going back and forth with Kevin Durant when he told him to get out of here. That was fun. And then bottom right, you got Ben Simmons. The one and only game we got of Joel Embiid playing against Ben Simmons. He didn't get to dunk on him. He dunked beside him and stared him down. Ben moved out of the way. He ducked the smoke like he knew he was going to do. So I thought that was a fun tweet. Nets and Sixers over the years. I guess what we got to look at is I have a level of nervousness because I don't trust the man. Doc Rivers. I need you guys to help me trust the man. Brandon Katz says NBA fights are weak. It's just fake garbage. I mean, what are they going to do? Square up and punch each other? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Run over the bench, grab a steel chair, and jump off the top of a cage? And all of a sudden, Joe Rogan comes out and he's like, "Oh my God." What are they? Come on, bro. Yeah, they push each other. People break it up. People rarely throw punches unless you're Rudy Gobert against your own teammate. You throw punches. You know what I mean? Speaking of Rudy Gobert, last night Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. I was sad about that because I'm a big Oklahoma City Thunder advocate. I loved watching that young team. I thought they had a chance to upset some teams. And they were down by about 13 in the second half, and Rudy Gobert threw an elbow to the face of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and took him out of the game. And just another Rudy Gobert moment. Rudy Gobert is pretty much the worst thing to happen to the NBA since before COVID. He's the worst thing to happen to the Minnesota Timberwolves, giving up 5 first-round picks for that guy. And now he's punching young up and coming stars in the face to win playoff series. But yeah, speaking of NBA fights. But yeah, my main nervousness is this. I don't trust the man, Doc Rivers. I need you guys to help me trust the man, Doc Rivers. I don't trust the man, Doc Rivers. I didn't make a video on this because I'm over talking about Doc Rivers and the things that he says. But for those that don't know, let's just go Doc Rivers, PJ Tucker. For those that didn't, aren't on Instagram and other things like that, and don't follow me on all social media. Yesterday, Doc Rivers it gave us a small insight of what's to come. Okay. If you guys thought Doc played Paul Reed the most of the second half of the season, he's going to do the right thing. He's not going to put these third quarter lineups in of PJ Tucker at backup center for no reason. George Niang sometimes. I mean, we saw just a couple weeks ago, he threw in Tobias Harris at backup center in the third quarter for no reason. Doc Rivers said the Sixers have worked on PJ Tucker at center units this week and continue to be optimistic about those. Teams like switch everything coverage with Embiid that worked well late on February 11th, but of course, we won't have Embiid chasing around guards for entire games. I think I gave my opinion on this on the playback stream last night, which, by the way, playback.tv/runitbackphilly. We will be live in effect at 1 p.m. ready to go. And yeah, superhero, that's exactly my take on it. He's 6'5" and he's 37 years old. I know PJ Tucker can play defense. I know that. I know PJ Tucker stands a good chance guarding a lot of great NBA players. I've seen PJ Tucker stick Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's one-on-one defense. That's not switching defense. The problem with these lineups, the problem with a PJ Tucker line at backup center lineup and a George Niang at the 4 is the switching. When a team starts running screen and ball screens, it's a layup line because he can't switch fast enough. And if you're looking at, if he does, or it's the other way around and you're waiting for George Niang to rotate fast enough, it's a layup line. It's insane. It really is insane. So I'm interested to see if he does this today. I can't figure out why he's so anti Paul Reed, but I hope he does the right thing. I hope he goes Paul Reed at backup center. We'll see. In that game where Kyrie Irving and Seth Curry combined for 62 points, Seth Curry had 32 points off the bench. A lot of those 32 points were off of simple ball screens where the Sixers were supposed to switch, and the switch just seemed like it didn't happen or wasn't fast enough. Ball screen wide open 3, but also just ball screen, drive straight to the hoop and have a wide open layup. Seth Curry had 32 points off the bench in that game. George Niang, I should have went back and looked at it, but I remember vaguely off the top of my head, third quarter, just getting absolutely annihilated at the rim. Doc, you got to do the right thing. You got to do the right thing, Doc. You got to do the right thing. So, we'll see. We'll see if Doc in this round goes with his instinct, which is play the older player. His instinct is panic, play the older player. Play the younger player throughout the regular season. Looks fine, backup center position. But big moments, big time games, big intense situations, some big games in a regular season, but especially playoffs, I just think he gets nervous. He doesn't trust the young guy. He thinks, "Oh my God, this is not going to be good. I have to go with the experienced player." And he goes with the experienced player. We'll see if he does it today. We'll see if he does it in this first round. Here's another way we could look at this. If he does do that in this first round, it could work, and that could be a problem. If he goes PJ Tucker at backup center in this first round, it could work because who do the Brooklyn Nets really have at the center position? It could work. You could win this series, and then I think Doc might be on another level of ego where he says, what I did in the first round worked. Ha! Told you so. And then he tries it against the Boston Celtics in the second round, and yeah, bye-bye, good night. Or he tries it in the second round. It clearly doesn't work, and he goes back to Paul Reed, which we've seen him do a lot of times too. We've seen him do, I'm going to go with my plan, which everyone is, saying don't do that. And it doesn't work. And then he panic plays Paul Reed, and it does work because that's what you should have done in the first place. We'll see. We'll see. Shakolta says, no, I don't think he does that. Are you talking about Doc Rivers? You don't think he's going to play PJ Tucker at backup center in this first series? You don't think he's going to play PJ Tucker in the round two I say when, should be when we make it to the second round. Here's what I have to say to anything. I don't think, if in your mind you say, I don't think Doc Rivers would do something so crazy. This is a guy who watched Shake Milton and Tyrese Maxey save a couple of playoff games against the Atlanta Hawks when Ben Simmons was hiding in the corner and we had no backup point guard plan. He watched Shake Milton save game 2. He watched Tyrese Maxey save game 6 off the bench. And in game 7, he played for 20 minutes at backup point guard. George Hill, who had just been traded to the team at the trade deadline, hardly had a role the whole season. He played him 20 minutes at backup point guard in a game 7 of a playoff series and lost it. It's been recurring for a long time. He's done it with the Clippers. He did it with the Celtics in 2009. Some young players. Glenn Davis had an interview where he talked about it. Some of us, he was talking as a young player at the time. He said, some of us feel like we got us here. And then he didn't go with the players that got him there. He went with the veterans. He did it in 2009, 1 year after winning a championship. He did the same thing. If you date somebody who cheats on you, and then they cheat on you again, and then 21 years later, you're sitting here saying to yourself, they're not going to do that again. Why would they not do that after they've done the same thing for 21 years? You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at it. I mean, I see what you're saying, but Doc has done better this year. I don't agree at all. I just don't think he I don't think he has. I think the roster's been better this year. I think James Harden's been better this year. I think Doc has had a good enough roster for his crazy decisions to not affect him drastically as much as they did last year. But I'm still seeing the same things. I really am. Unless we're just talking about the month of March. I agree with you in the month of March. I agree with you in the month of March. It seems like Doc went this whole season and then said, all right, fine. Fine. In the month of March, I'm going to play Paul Reed at backup center. I'm going to put Tyrese Maxey back into the starting lineup. I'm going to completely stop playing Montrezl Harrell because he can't defend the rim against anybody in the NBA. It does seem like he did all of the right things in the month of March, which led to the Sixers having the best record in the NBA in the toughest month schedule in the NBA. I still never really know how to say that, but you know what I'm trying to say. I agree that he did the right thing in the month of March. I hope it continues. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I don't have the same level of faith, I guess, for Doc to do the right thing, but I hope he does. I'm just interested. I'm really interested to see what he does today. Hey, what's going on, my man? KT says, I don't think he has done better. The team has won in spite of him. Joel has been like makeup for Doc this year, covering up all of his flaws. Yeah, I mean, wasn't that the Boston Celtics in 2008? You know what I mean? And somebody said the other day, all teams have flaws, and I agree with that too. All teams have flaws. All teams have superstars that cover up the weaknesses of other parts of the team. I completely understand that. I do think Joel Embiid is so good. I think here's NBA superstars right now. Here's Joel Embiid. So this level of NBA superstar covers up this much flaws. I think Joel Embiid is so good that he has been able to cover up a lot more flaws than maybe some other teams. And you've seen it plenty of times in this season where we go down to the wire with, a lot of teams we probably shouldn't be going down to the wire with. And Joel comes in the fourth quarter, puts the team on his back. Like he's, throws the children on his back. Like he's in, like he's in the middle of a war and there's bombs falling from the sky and he's saving his family, running out of just a war zone. Just carries them to victory. I do think that's happened a lot this season. All right, question for the chat. Who is the X factor for the Sixers in this specific series? Who's the X factor for the Sixers in this specific series? 191 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. I need 191 likes on the stream. Who's the X factor for the Sixers in this series and why? And why? Let me get an and why also. You know what I mean? Drop me a little description there. El Copic, don't really care about this series. Wow. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that input, Copic. How do you not care about this series? I don't look. This is still an NBA team, bro. It's still an NBA team. I don't think we should be as cocky as we're being right now. I agree. Realistically, it probably goes. I'm still saying 5. I think the Nets steal one. I think we have a one bad game. But I don't know if we should be as cocky as we're being right now, especially with Mikal Bridges over there with a chip on his shoulder, and maybe Seth Curry over there who really enjoyed playing in Philly. Maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder. You know how Seth Curry plays against us. But I hope you're right. I hope you're right. The fact that this series should be a cakewalk and it shouldn't matter at all. Austin Baker says Harden. Ransan. What's up, Ransan? Thanks for being here. Maxie. Brandon Katz, don't care. You guys are so wonderful at helping me run a show, bro. Just in the chat, like, I don't care. Why are you here? Maxie, James Harden, PJ Tucker, James Harden. He's going to be cooking. Of course, it's Maxie. Tobias, as always. Oh, that's a tough one, Jason. I actually think the Sixers have been building their roster recently, or like, I feel like the Sixers built this roster this year to be good enough to completely not even think about Tobias Harris. You know what I'm saying? He's on a max contract. Yeah, he's on a $180 million contract. But I feel like maybe they've built this roster in spite of Tobias Harris. Like, all right, listen, he's not worth 180. He's not worth the $39 million a year. Obviously, there's nothing we can do about it. We're stuck with him. Let's try to just make the team good enough so we don't have to rely on Tobias Harris. The X factor is Joel and Harden, Tobias Harden, Springer. Is that a troll? You don't really think Springer's going to get playoff minutes, do you? My X factor is going to be James Harden. It's Maxey too, but it's James Harden because if James Harden isn't playing well and attracting, tighter defense around pick and rolls, tighter defense on ball screens, then I feel like Tyrese Maxey doesn't get his. Tyrese Maxey doesn't get as many one-on-one situations or space to work with. So I think my X factor is definitely James Harden. A lot, even Joel Embiid's game. You can look back to the Toronto Raptors series. You can look back to any big games you want to look back to where Joel didn't have a good game. If you're not getting action from the perimeter, if you're not getting elite play from the perimeter, not against the Brooklyn Nets, I guess, but when you get to the second round against the Boston Celtics, if you're not getting action from the perimeter, if you're not getting elite play from the perimeter, they can throw 2 or 3 big bodies at Joel Embiid in the paint, and the Sixers are cooked. Joel being a center and making everything happen in on the elbow, one-on-one situations in the elbow, one-on-one situations in the post, or double teams. I've seen Joel take on double teams. Sometimes I've seen him take on a triple team because he's that damn good. But in the long run, for Joel to be great, he needs space. That's what I was screaming about with Brett Brown for felt like 100 years. Felt like it took 200 years off of my life watching that garbage. But Joel Embiid needs space. So for me, the X factor is James Harden. Specifically, James Harden shooting a good percentage from 3. We know what James Harden can do in a pick and roll situation. We know his facilitating ability. We know his ability to drop the ball off on a roller. We know his ability to kick the ball to the corner, which also ties into PJ Tucker being an X factor. But James Harden shooting a good percentage from 3, I think, is my X factor specifically because he has to bring the defense out. He has to bring the defense over the screen. If James is not hitting threes at a decent percentage and they're going under screens, it starts to take away the pick and roll. It starts to take away, the whole game. Really, I think the Sixers need to perform in this series defensively more than they need to perform offensively because I think the offense is going to be there. It's the defense. It's that, again, Seth Curry, 32 points off the bench. It's that Cam Johnson dropping 46. I know that was against the G Leaguers, but, guarding, combo guards, live ball guards, if you will, off the bench. Yeah, we need to guard the perimeter. But I think my X factor is James Harden. Probably in the entire playoffs, it's James Harden because – for Joel to have the space he needs to work, we need James to do his thing. X factor for the Brooklyn Nets. X factor for the Brooklyn Nets. Who you got? E. Curtis said X factor is all of our shooters making shots when every coach's game plan is Joel Embiid. I agree with that. That kind of feeds off of my point about James Harden. Yeah, you need space. Not just, yeah. Every coach's game plan is Joel Embiid. Yeah, they want to throw the kitchen sink at Joel. You got to make him pay every single time. I did put a $20 bet on Fox Bet for a Joel Embiid triple-double today. All right? It's a long shot. But I know what the Nets' game plan is going to be. They're going to have to throw 2 or 3 bodies at him. He's going to be trying to move the ball quick because they're going to be trying to throw 2 or 3 bodies at him because they don't have a player that can slow him down one-on-one. I don't even know if they have 2 players that can slow him down in a double team situation. He's going to be moving the ball. And some of Joel's best games this season, he was very close to a triple-double. I mean, damn, he had a game where he was 2 points and 2 assists away from a 60-point quadruple-double, which is just insane. If you really think about it. What was it? 59, 15, 7, and 8? I don't remember what it was, but it was crazy. But yeah, I put $20 on a Joel Embiid triple double that would pay me $1,000 today. So I think it's possible. They're going to be throwing bodies at Joel. He's going to be moving the ball. I think he very well could get 10 assists. My luck with sports betting, he'll have 9 rebounds. That's just the way that goes. But, you know, it is what it is. Gary Hartle, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it. Tobias Harris needs to prove to everyone that he's not the biggest contract mistake ever in the NBA. Thank you for the super chat. But Tobias Harris is way past proving that he is the biggest contract mistake ever in the NBA. Well, not the biggest ever, because Ben Simmons is the biggest contract mistake ever in the NBA. But he's up there. You know what I mean? He's up there. But I think he's past that. There's no. I'm not looking for Tobias Harris to do anything. And I really still feel like maybe it's not totally Tobias Harris's fault. I just think, what is his actual role on this team? You know, he wants to score his points in like ISO post up mismatches. And we've made him a corner 3-point shooter, and he's done a decent job at it in certain points of the season, but he's not a corner 3-point shooter. That's not what he is. You know, you can put makeup on a pig, still a pig. I'm not saying that, you know, Tobias Harris is a pig, but trying to make him a corner 3-point catch and shoot guy when he's not one, the truth will always come out. Cam Thomas is the X factor. Some guy, John, says. Shane Butler says is Ben Simmons even playing? I don't think he's playing, is he? Seth Curry, if he gets hot. Alex, Mikal Bridges, the Nets need to see if he can actually produce at this level in the playoffs. That's a good call, superhero. That's a good call. I'm interested to see that too, man. I'm interested to see that too. Hey, 200 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for helping me pass some time before 1 p.m. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I can't wait for this game to start. I can't wait for it. Seth Curry. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the answers. But yeah, I think I agree. Seth Curry. I'm going with Seth Curry. I know Mikal Bridges is averaging 27 a game. The Nets are going to need more than that. That's why I'm going with somebody else, because if the Sixers let, you know, Cam Thomas and Mikal Bridges drop 30 apiece, which is very possible with the way we've been playing on-ball perimeter defense this season, they're still going to need something else, you know? I got to go Seth Curry. And he dropped 32 off the bench on us in a game in this regular season. You know, and we've been leaving shooters wide open. They're not contested shots that Seth Curry was making in that game. Anybody with the last name Curry who's wide open for 3, it's going in the hoop. It's a layup. I bet him and Steph could stand at a 3-point line and shoot 100 threes in a row and make 97 of them. You got to contest the shots, which goes all the way back to lineups, because they're going to run screens. And if we're trying to switch everything, like Doc says, you're going to need players that have the athletic ability to switch and rotate fast enough. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and hear from you, man. Let's go ahead and hear from you. Run It Back Nation. The link is at the top of the screen. We got Michael waiting in the call-in section, so let's jump right into it, man. Michael, what is going on?
How's it going?
It's going, man. What's up?
Yeah, it's I haven't called since there was that whole Matisse Thybulle controversy going on, but that turned out well in the end with McDaniels. But I'm listening to your stream here now, and I'm thinking, you know, I think no doubt the X factor for the Sixers has to be Tobias Harris. Not that he's the most important, but the fact that what you're saying with a lot of switches, there's going to be a lot of cases where Dinwiddie's going to be looking for a mismatch, and he's going to target Tobias. And if Tobias can play some consistent defense on him, not let Dinwiddie, shoot 70-80% in the paint on him. I think that'd be a good thing. I don't know if Bridges will average 27 per game on us, but I think that there might be some games where he could go 7 for 10, 8 for 12, high efficiency from three. And I really want to see that Toronto Raptors Tobias. I feel like the only reason he's still on this team is because of how he played in that Raptors series last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we do see that. He was great. He was great defensively too in that series. And you're saying Tobias is your X factor because we need him to play. We need him to play good defense.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, I think Doc Rivers playing PJ Tucker at the center kind of throws away half the reason we got him here was to play good defense on the team's best player. So if he's playing center and Bridges and Dinwiddie are at the top schooling like Tyrese and Harden, then why is he getting paid $10 million? Like Paul Reed gets more rebounds. I'd say even George Niang gets more rebounds per 36 this year. There were 2 months in the season where George Niang was top 5 in defensive efficiency rating. And I know that sounds crazy, but it was true. And it's just like, I mean, what is Doc?
But that's another reason for us to take some advanced analytics, crumble them up, and throw them right out the window. Because,
oh, of course, yeah. But I think that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I agree. I agree with the Tobias defense thing. So you think that the PJ Tucker at backup center thing is a disaster?
Well, obviously, like you were saying against the Nets, it maybe could work because maybe there's a lineup where PJ can take Claxton out of the paint and we can get some good drives for Maxey. But against Boston, like you're talking about, where it's going to be Al Horford and Robert Williams, what is PJ going to possibly do unless he's just out there to guard Tatum or Brown to help with switching and things like that. And the way, he's slow on his feet, it's just, I have absolutely no faith in playing PJ Tucker more than 10 minutes against Boston.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's why I said, I fear that if Doc does it in this series, it's going to work because the Nets aren't that much of competition, especially interior defensively. And then if it works, do you think Doc might be like, hey, look, my idea worked. I told you guys it was right. And then he tries it in the Boston series.
Of course he would do that. I mean, this guy was on a show last week where somebody literally said, hey, you can't keep talking about your championship. So he's talking. I mean, the guy is just if he stubbed his toe, he would just call it a common occurrence. Like the guy is just absolutely in denial about a lot of things. But I'm in LA right now. I'm up early, but I got a ticket out there from the 29th to the 6th. I'm hoping it can be round 2 and it'll be in Philly by then because I really want to go catch a game live. And
hey man, I appreciate you calling in, my guy. Thanks for that. It's 7:40 a.m. for you right now.
Yeah, well, I'm working a little bit right now, but decided to call in and talk some ball.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, I don't want Doc to do that at all. I don't want him to do it. And Doc talking about a 2008 championship is kind of like the Cowboys talking about a 97 Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Shane, you here, Shane?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on, Shane?
Please excuse my hair. My hair is all over the place.
The hair's fresh, Shane. Keep it going, bro. Fade up the sides a little bit. Rock that.
The mohawk.
Yeah, rock a mohawk, man.
Yeah, like what do you expect? It's 10 in the morning.
I've been up since 6:30, man. I'm rolling. Let's go.
I didn't go to bed till like almost 1 last night.
What were you doing, man? What were you doing? Playing Fortnite?
No. I just on my phone.
What you think, man? How you feel about today?
You got to win today, but I'm going to start off with what the last guy said. I swear to God, Doc Rivers, I swear to God, bro, you stick PJ Tucker at center or George Niang, I am going to roast you and you butthole, bro. I will roast you so hard, you are going to cry. Like, I will run him out of Philadelphia. Like, I will run him out of Philly. You do not put PJ at center.
Shane's going to be down on Broad Street. So fire Doc Rivers sign, man.
I don't my throat. I don't really want to see that at all. If I see that, I am going to have a huge temper. I don't like Doc Rivers as it is, but you
Who do
want
you watch,
to
Jane, who do you watch Sixers games with? You said your stepdad, right?
yeah.
Does he laugh? Yeah, you're sitting there screaming, or is he screaming with you?
No, well, it depends. Like my son doesn't watch this. He didn't watch the Sixers that much in the regular season because he doesn't care about them. What's up, DW?
Yeah. So all right, give me your X factor for the series, man. X factor for the Sixers, and then the X factor for the Nets.
So I did say that Embiid and Harden is going to be the X factor because Embiid can't operate without Harden. Harden can't like they need each other because they both are going to do the pick and roll a lot, and Harden is going to pass it to Embiid. They have to be on the same connection and everything to get the pick and roll to work just effectively.
Yeah.
And I know that Ben Simmons ain't playing, but I said Ben Simmons is to troll people. I like to troll a little bit, and
he's out. He's done for the year again.
I was just trolling people. I don't think it's gonna be Ben Simmons, obviously, because he ain't playing. Man bricks everything. Obviously, it's gonna be Seth Curry.
Is he officially done for the year? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he's done for the year.
What a bomb!
It's gonna be Seth Curry. Obviously, it's gonna be Seth Curry.
Seth Curry's your X factor for the Nets.
Yeah, I was just trolling people when I said Ben Simmons.
What do we got to do to slow down Seth Curry off the bench?
So I know that what Doc wants to do is what they did in the Boston against Boston, where they take the big name guy out, like the big X factor, but you can't do that against Brooklyn because they have guys who can shoot the ball. You got to play basically kind of like a zone defense. Just have Joel cover the taller guy that's on the court, basically the center, and then you're gonna have everybody else do their job. You can't have like 2, 3, almost a whole team on one guy, because then that's where it's gonna leave other guys wide open, and then they're gonna shoot the ball.
Like we did against Boston when we were double teaming Tatum and Blake Griffin hit 8 3-pointers.
That's what I'm talking. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to like double, triple team one guy, and then Seth Curry gets wide open in the corner. He shoots a wide open three and makes it.
I agree, Shane. Hey, Shane, you got anything else for us? I gotta try to keep it moving. I know people are waiting. Sorry for everyone that's waiting. I gotta try to keep it moving. What else you got?
I think that this game's and the next 3 games, it's gonna be done. 4 to 5 games is the series limit. That's what we're gonna go to. But I do see I can see Mikal Bridges getting his revenge and going on like a 40-point game, like a crazy shooting game, and beating us.
Yeah, I think I could see that at least for one game. Hopefully not 2, but I think for 1. All right, Shane. Thanks, man.
Bye.
Later. What a guy. What a kid, man. 15-year-old kid that knows ball. I love it. Big fan Breezy in the house.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Brooklyn Nets fan.
Yeah, man. You know, I seen you. I never pulled up to this page. This is the first time I seen it. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I was just ecstatic that a Philly fan was out here on the day of the game. So I wanted to pull up and say my piece. And first, salute you for pulling up and doing your show. So, you know, shout out to you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
But to get to it, man, it's a lot. And I'll say it in a little bit of time. You guys are the benefactors of the Nets being dismantled from the ABA to the NBA merger. You guys absorbed Dr. J because the Knicks didn't take him so we could get rid of the debt. You guys went to 4 finals and got a 1983 NBA championship because of Dr. J. It's time for payback. And that payback comes with Mikal Bridges. Yes. And the only reason why the Philadelphia 76ers won an NBA championship is after they before 1983, y'all deserve that. Whatever happened. But that 1983, y'all going to 4 finals and y'all getting an NBA championship. That's because of dismantling of the business between NBA and ABA. Now y'all just the benefactors, but I still look at it like y'all had some kind of foot in it because we in the same division, and that was y'all last championship, if I'm correct.
It was 83, but really what put them over the top was Moses Malone. You know, they couldn't get it done with just Dr. J. It was a combination of Moses Malone adding to that team, and that was a super team. That was a 1983 super team.
Okay. Well, all right. That being said,
But that is
I know.
the only reason Dr. J ended up there is because of the ABA fell apart, and he was the face of the ABA at the time.
Yeah, he was the face of the ABA, and what happened was the Knicks. We were in debt because it was a $3.2 million we had to pay to into the NBA. They only wanted 4 teams, and they took the Nets, the Pacers, the Nuggets, and I forget the other team offhand. But we got in, and the Knicks didn't want to help us clear our debt by letting us give the Knicks the contract, and they countersued us and said something about territorial rights, and they just did us bad. And then we had to sell the contract, Dr. J contract, to the 76ers. That's why I'm mad. And I feel like the X factor is what you said. And I think that Mikal Bridges steals home court advantage from the 76ers for the very reasons that we've said. Now, you're a Philly guy. I can see that. That means that he's won 2 NCAA championships with Villanova. He's one of the backyard guys. This is the guy from around the corner that you see at the corner store down the block. You know him from the mall down. You know him from downtown. Mikal Bridges is homegrown. I think he gets his revenge. I think he knocked Philly out in 6, man. I got Nets in 6. I'm taking it there.
Hey, I respect the confidence in your own team. Obviously, you want to give, you want to believe in the team. And you watch the Nets the whole season, and you've watched Mikal Bridges do his thing after the whole Kyrie and Kevin Durant thing. So I understand why you believe in Mikal Bridges. I'm still pissed off that he's not a Philadelphia 76er. It's going to go down as the worst trade in the history of the NBA.
Can I ask you something? Because I never asked a Philly fan this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that the offensive weapon that Mikal Bridges came is what they wanted Ben Simmons to become with Philly?
No, I don't think because Mikal was drafted because he was a 3-and-D player, and that was exactly what the Sixers needed at the time, was a 3-and-D player. Also, Michael Porter Jr. was there when the Sixers were drafting at 10, and they didn't take him. No, he was a perfect 3-and-D player, and playing 3 or 4 years at Villanova, he was NBA ready. He didn't need to develop. It was just plug and play. It made perfect sense. They drafted him and they traded him. Ben was supposed to be the next LeBron James. Ben was supposed to be a 6'10" point guard who develops if he adds a jump shot, and he never even got better. He actually just got worse every year until right now.
He got that bag, and then he was done, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you think the Nets can take this series in 6? So I got a question for you, because you think that. I know you believe in Mikal Bridges, but Mikal Bridges is only one player.
Right.
Who in the world is going to stop Joel Embiid from averaging 40 and 10?
The truth is that they asked Mikal Bridges this question, and Jacques Vaughn, and the Nets fans, and we all got the same answers. It's by committee. We have no one-on-one defensive scheme where we hold Joel on a one-on-one situation. It's by committee, it's by group. We force the ball out of him, deny the ball. It's 24 seconds on the shot clock. If we could get him to pass it back and forth, the less time on the clock, the less comfortable he is. You're gonna, and I'll listen to y'all. And if Tobias Harris doesn't show up, it's gonna pain y'all. I watched Jacques Vaughn put Atlanta in a situation where John Collins was taking an open 3-pointer because we knew that was his weakness. Not to say that Tobias Harris' weakness is the same, but to say that he's been getting along with that contract for way too long. If he don't earn that contract in this series, you guys are going home.
Fair enough, man. I respect the confidence. I just think it's gonna be
okay, cool.
It's gonna be 4-1. It's gonna be 4-1. But I really appreciate you calling in, man. You know your stuff. You're a Nets fan. You clearly watch the Nets. I appreciate your knowledge of the game, and shout out to Mikal Bridges for doing his thing. He's gonna be a great player for a long time. I think they should just hold on to him and do what they can to build around him. Thanks, man.
I'll be around all series, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, cool. Big fan Breezy, Brooklyn Nets fan, calling the stream, actually believes that the Brooklyn Nets can win the series in 6 games. He said 6. He didn't even say 7. He said 6. KT in the building. What's up, KT? Yo, KT. Yo.
Oh man, I'm all right. I'm all right. I just want to say huge fan of the show.
Appreciate you. Thank you. KT, you still there?
I just want to say, will
I think you're cutting out on us, KT, man. I think you're cutting out. I can't hear what you're saying.
we'll have a good playoff run if Doc Rivers can let go of his ego.
That's a big if, man. This is someone who hasn't let go of his ego for his entire coaching career.
He has never done it before.
You think there's a chance he will let go of his ego and make the right decisions this playoffs? All right, KT. I don't know if you're cutting out or you're just not talking, but I agree with you. If Doc Rivers lets go of his ego, we will have a good playoffs. That's a gigantic if. That's like, I was gonna make an analogy that would have been bad for YouTube, but that's like something else that's probably not gonna happen. We'll just say that. Kyle, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Oh,
What's up?
wow, I can't believe I actually got in. I thought I'd be waiting in the queue forever.
But I'm trying to keep it moving. Thanks, man. Thanks for calling in.
But yeah, your intro speaks for itself. DJ East does not have time for your bullshit. So I'm gonna get right to the question. If we lose to the Nets in the first round, do we blow it all up?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely losing to Boston is one thing. There is no reason whatsoever. That would have to be a momentous implosion, a historical implosion for them to lose to the Nets in the first round. Yeah, absolutely. Blow it all up. You mean like trade Embiid?
Trade everybody on this damn roster. Fire the coach, obviously. Start over from day zero.
I still wouldn't trade Embiid. I would get rid of everybody but Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. I would fire Doc Rivers. I would do whatever I could to, Tobias with 1 year left is movable because it can be a buyout for one of those, teams that are looking to hit the salary floor, a tanking team, Houston Rockets, a team like that right now. The PJ Tucker thing, I would try to get rid of that. I would scrap the whole bench unit outside of the athletic young players. I would scrap, George Niang and all those guys. See you later. I don't know why Furkan Korkmaz is still here. There's a lot of, I would blow it up 90%, but it wouldn't be trade Embiid right now. I would still try again with a different coach and a reconstructed roster unless Joel Embiid says, I'm done. I think that's how I would be for Joel's entire career. I would keep trying until Joel says I've had enough of this.
Right. Two more things. One, as a Philly fan in general, I am tired of getting trolled. We got trolled with the Phillies in the World Series, and then we had to get trolled with the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Do you think we're going to get trolled if the Sixers make it to the finals?
Do you mean trolled by we keep getting to the finals and losing?
Yep.
No, if the Sixers make it to the Boston Celtics are the only team that I don't think the Sixers can beat in a 7-game series. That's what sucks about it. I've seen them play good against most teams in the NBA this year, fully healthy. I think they match up well against basically any team in the NBA. The one thing you need to beat the Sixers is you need to slow down Joel Embiid, and to do that, you need interior defenders who are versatile and you can do different things with. And I really think the Boston Celtics are the only team that has that.
Right, and they showed it. They showed it all season. That last game we had up against them, that was it shouldn't have gotten that close. I mean, the Sixers tried really hard to lose that last game versus the Celtics. Really hard. Yeah.
I just think, if they get past the Boston Celtics somehow, then yeah, I think they could win. I think they could win it all.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I bought that Joel Embiid Stop Bitching shirt, And that thing like has some sort of magic on it, because going into that Eagles season last year, I said, let me try something new. Let me wear this Stop Bitching shirt. And they won their first 8 games. And then I decided for that Monday night game against the Redskins to let me not wear it for once. And they've effing lost.
Oh, you got to wear it.
Believe that?
You got to wear the Stop Bitching shirt, man.
Yeah, that's my new Eagles shirt.
Nice.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you got to wear the Stop Bitching shirt, man. And by the way, for everybody, I haven't had a merch store open for a long time, but I have a brand new merch store coming soon. I have a brand new Joel Embiid MVP design that I'm putting on a t-shirt because he's winning the MVP this year finally, and a couple other designs. So stay on the lookout for that. Kyle, thanks for calling in, man. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, bro. Later. Yeah, if they get past the Boston Celtics somehow, some way, I got them winning the finals. But
last year I said, let me wear this Stop Bitching shirt, and they won their first game. I decided
the volume
Monday night game against the Redskins to let me not.
All right, Lee has the volume on in the background. You got to turn the volume off to post up live so we don't have an echo. WTP is this? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the name. It's What the Funk Is This? But greetings from Germany.
What's up, man? Germany?
Yes. I just discovered your channel because I've been a fan. So I want to speak about this quick and kind of get your opinion.
Yeah.
If you had house money to pay, $1,000, and you couldn't pick the Sixers, who would you put the money on?
Couldn't pick the Sixers to win the finals, you mean?
Yeah, for the championship.
I would go Boston and LA in the finals.
House money, you're picking LA? Okay.
I think the Lakers healthy. I think LeBron James is still on a tear when he's healthy. And what did he just put up? Almost a 30-point triple double in a game a couple of days ago. I think it's towards the end of his career. He still has a last thing to prove.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that the West is so unpredictable to me. I think anybody can beat anybody.
So you're saying he can pop? You're saying Lakers Suns? He has it.
Yep.
Whew, okay.
I think Austin Reeves is balling. I think that after the trade deadline, they got some more pieces that make more sense. I really think they're a lot better than they've looked, and it's been injuries. If they're healthy, you don't know because AD seems to sprain an ankle every 3 games.
Right.
But yeah, on the East, I would definitely go with Boston. If I couldn't pick the Sixers, I would definitely go with Boston. Man, they're just too deep.
Okay, and then I'll be quick. Last question. Since Stephen A. Smith decided to put this in the atmosphere and proposing the random Damian Lillard trade that will never happen.
Yeah.
But let's say dream player. You're going to lose Harden. Who would be the dream player you put next to Embiid?
You're gonna.
It could be anybody. It could be Jalen. It could be Joker. Who would you just want to see one season of just this would be? I just want to see what this kind of basketball would look like.
Do I still have Tyrese Maxey?
Yes.
Honestly, this is gonna sound crazy, but it's Drew Holiday. It's Drew Holiday.
Explain it. You break it down. Let me hear it.
Holiday, man.
I wasn't expecting that.
Holiday, elite facilitator, elite pick and roll point guard, and an elite one-on-one defender. And I think that's huge as a point guard. I think Drew Holiday outplays his stat lines and everything every single year. That's why, he got paid the way that he did and people thought it was an overpay. I think he's an absolutely perfect point guard on both sides of the floor. And if I still have Tyrese Maxey and I get Tyrese Maxey in year 4, yeah. That's what I'm going. That's just off the top of my head. I'm not thinking, Jaylen Brown. If I could add Jaylen Brown and keep Maxey, but then I'm thinking of who's the facilitator, and I don't think Maxey's a great facilitator right now. And I think Joel, just like Giannis, needs an elite facilitator at the top of the key to play his best game. I've always been a super fan of Drew Holiday.
Yeah, no, you're thinking rings, not entertainment. So I dig it. Would you have put Holiday on the All NBA teams?
Every year.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Okay, you're a fan. Okay, all right. Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for calling. Yeah, I think I've always been like that with Drew Holiday. I think his offense and his defense combined is just super, super, super valuable, and it doesn't show up in the box score, but combined with Joel in the paint, you get an elite defender and a guy who can run the half court offense like Drew Holiday does. I'm taking Drew Holiday, bro. You just watched Drew Holiday clamp James Harden a couple of games ago, and I mean had him in chains. Bro lives in the club. I don't know why he had a DJ light going on, man. SB Talk Sports, what's up?
What's going on, brother? Salute.
Salute, man. What's up?
No, man, I see you chopping it up. You popped down my algorithm, so I guess you're doing something good. You're doing something good. That's my first ever seeing your channel, so you couldn't have to write on the algorithm. I give you that. But I see that you're a Philly guy.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we can skip past the first series, even though I think the Nets don't have enough. I think Bridges is gonna have a breakout series, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to actually do you guys damage. So the elephant in the room gonna be the problem that you guys been having is the Boston Celtics. And what's gonna be the case if y'all can't get it done again? Is it what maneuvers? Is it time to blow it up? Is it time to switch it? What would you do? Or it depends on how you guys lose. To you.
Well, I think if the Sixers, I just said win because if somebody forced me to bet my money on what was going to happen, I would say the Sixers are going to fall short in the second round to the Boston Celtics, just because they're deep. If the Sixers play their best game, I think they can take it to 7. But we struggle too much with the intangible type of play, the section of a roster, the middle of the roster, their bench. If I got to go superstars match up and then it's their bench versus our bench, I got to choose Boston's roster. I think you'd have to fire Doc Rivers. You have to fire Doc Rivers for 2 reasons. Not the one reason is his lineup decisions have just given me a headache for a couple of years. But the second reason you got to fire Doc Rivers if they lose in the second round is that I think he has too much control, and I think Daryl Morey is trying to do things, and then I see players come in and not be used right. I see players that were drafted get cut and go play better under other coaches. I just think Doc has too much control, and really maybe Daryl Morey can't do exactly what he wants to do with the roster because Doc has input on the roster, and it seems to be like a clashing thing there. So I think that you got to get rid of Doc for those 2 reasons, and you would have to. And it's funny because somebody kind of said that to Doc in a press conference a couple of days ago. They asked him, if you guys don't make it out of the second round, will big changes be made? And he got really angry about it, and he basically said it's stupid to fire the coach because a team doesn't make it to the finals. So Doc doesn't think he's on the hot seat whatsoever. But
no, I actually think by that statement, he knows he's on the hot seat, so he's trying to save faith of himself. Because I think Doc is probably one of the most overrated coaches, especially in the great conversation of all time. He really had that 1-1 with Boston, and they just anointed him more how than he is. Because I also think like his rotation is a problem, but I also think like his adjustments in series have shown a lot that he's refused to make adjustments. And it kills him every time. Like
absolutely.
I don't think Doc is the guy for that team, especially because now it's like, okay, you complained about the guard play, or especially when the team had Butler before then. So they like, all right, you could blame Philly because Doc wasn't there at the time. At that point, you could blame Philly for the roster construction. Then you end up getting a guy like Doc because you blamed the coach, whatever. Again, then you go get a guy like Harden to help with the playmaking. But I haven't really seen him make the team better since I think y'all best version still has been when the Jimmy Butler, and I forgot what was the old coach that y'all had who was terrible too.
Brett Brown,
yeah, but I don't really see Doc didn't do nothing that impressed me just as much as he did, and he had a better. And I still think that version with Jimmy Butler was a better version of y'all team, but you kind of got more star power with this Harden and Embiid and Maxey's improving to become one of the great guys that he is now, and Doc still can't do nothing with this team. Like I don't.
I couldn't see him coming back for a 3rd year. I know I was shocked that he came back after last playoffs because I think his lineup decisions lost the Sixers in the playoff series 2 years in a row now. But I know he was signed for 5, so maybe after just 2 seasons, firing him then wasn't something that was going to happen. 3 seasons falling short in the playoffs. I think I absolutely wouldn't be able to believe. There's so many Sixers fans that were like, I'm not watching this season. The views on the YouTube channel have been down the whole season. I swear to God, like at least 25% of at least those casual Sixers fans that Eagles fans that tune into the Sixers also, they were just like, I'm not watching this again until he's gone. If that happens again and he comes back again, I don't know what's going to happen, bro. I feel like everyone's going to.
I don't know what else he could do too. Now, and another thing I want to ask. So just in case, because we'd have heard the rumors, which I doubt they assign a trade to y'all because y'all competition. But I don't know I can't think off the top of the head what y'all money situation look like. But if y'all lose, would you like your 76ers to be petty and try to enter the Jaylen Brown potential just to try to stick it to Boston? Because I think he'll be nicer, but I think he's probably gonna go to Houston or something like that, where a team that got a lot of money, and then he could actually be the star of his own team. But I'd definitely be petty if I could try to throw my hat in that bid war for Jaylen Brown, just because the Celtics. I think even Joel Embiid said to himself, "Y'all don't have a rivalry because they beat us all the time."
Yeah, I think it depends on like how Jaylen Brown really feels about the Boston Celtics, because if they would work out a sign and trade, then if they're in control of where he's going, then it's just not going to be the Sixers.
Y'all don't know.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. Is he an unrestricted free agent?
That is a good question. I think he might be unrestricted at this point, but I know he's up for the max. And now, like you said, but when you have that where you say only way that could happen to Jaylen Brown say, I only want to go to the Philadelphia 76ers, so they'll make him trade him that. But I think if they do that, they're gonna try to take Maxey, because it seems like anything that guys involved with any moving with the Sixers, the first thing everybody say is, "Hey, what's up with Maxey? What's up with Maxey?" And I don't think y'all should get rid of Maxey because he's one of y'all best bright spots of a young player. But
if you, I don't want to get rid of Maxey either. But if Harden's coming back and you're telling me I get James Harden, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, I'm trading Maxey right now. I'm just doing it. There's just absolutely no way I'm saying no to that. They would have to get rid of Tobias Harris somehow because that contract is way too big. They don't have any cap space. But if you're telling me in a perfect world, if it could work out and you could end up with those three guys, I'm sorry, Maxey. I love it.
So, but then other questions. So just to say, hypothetically, let's say if y'all finally get over the hump and beat Boston, do you have confidence that y'all can after going? Because if y'all beat Boston, probably gonna go 7. After beating Boston, do you have confidence y'all can beat the Milwaukee Bucks?
I do have confidence we can beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, I've seen us perform well against the Milwaukee Bucks this season and last season. I think it would be 7 games. I think the Milwaukee Bucks. People don't like when I say this, but I think Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's not easy to slow down. But if you have the philosophy to slow him down, it's possible, because I think he's a one-trick pony. I think it's drive to the rim, move everybody out of your way, get a foul call, dunk on everybody, or he gets called for a charge. If you take that away, the Milwaukee Bucks fall apart faster than I think like the Boston Celtics or some other teams, I could be totally wrong about that, because a lot of times when we did that, then all of a sudden Brook Lopez is shooting 35-foot 3-pointers and Bobby Portis goes off for 20 points off the bench. But I think the Boston Celtics have a lot more, plan Bs and plan Cs. If you slow down Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown can kill you. If you slow down Jaylen Brown, and all of a sudden Marcus Smart's going off and all of a sudden Derek White goes off the bench or whatever. Yeah, I would think it's possible for the Sixers to win a 7-game series against the Bucks, but the Boston Celtics, I just don't have any faith in us beating them in 7 games.
Yeah, well, man, it's cool, man. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Thanks for coming through. SB Talk Sports. You got a YouTube channel podcast?
Yeah, I got SB Talk Sports, or look up Real Takes Over Fake Debates. That's it.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming through.
You, man. I'll sub. I'll probably send it to you in the private link so you can sub. But then, I had like guests come on, so I guess like when it's like a Philly or talk about Philly, I love to have you on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you. SB Talk Sports, everybody. Shout out to him. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys for hanging out. I got to get up out of here. It is 11:11, by the way. Make a wish. Right when I said make a wish, Crawley 26 said, I wish they threw games so they would play the Bucks instead. I think Doc tried to throw some games. He did try to throw some games, and they almost won some of them. Because as soon as his game plan went out the window, everybody played better. You know what I mean? But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for helping me pass an hour or so before the Sixers Nets. It's almost here. We're going to see. We're going to find out a lot today. And we're going to be live on Playback TV, playback.tv/runitbackphilly. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're tuned in. We're watching the Sixers game live. We are almost over 1,000 members in that room. If you haven't checked out Playback TV yet, it's the future. It's the wave. It is the official streaming platform of the NBA. We watch Sixers games. You come in the chat, you chop it up. The game is live on your screen. It's so dope. So come through the Playback room. We'll be live for the Sixers Nets game. And there's some more good games today. There's some great games tomorrow. I think I'm going to be live all day today, all day tomorrow in the Playback room, playback.tv/runitbackphilly. Everybody hit the like button. Thanks for being active today in the chat. It was a fun one. I appreciate you. Run It Back Nation, we out of here.